This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky morning start right here on WKYT, including Wednesdays, even if it's the last day of summer. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It's going to be a beautiful Wednesday. It is September 21st. Our team is busy this morning. Let's get straight to your headlines.
Now at 6:30, who shot and killed a pregnant mother in Lexington? Police have released some new clues as they search for the suspect.
We're learning more than just self-defense from karate, what one instructor is hoping to instill in some very young students.
And it's going to be a busy day for Samsung. The company is working to replace 1 million phones because they had troubles with those batteries. Got too hot, Micah, like the weather.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. We're going to be right there around 90 degrees again today, tomorrow, and off towards your Friday. But I will tell you this, humidity is still down. There's dry air in place. And if you were outside the past couple of days, it really hasn't been that bad. It's one of those times that, you know, you're walking around the neighborhood, playing outside with the kids, whatever it may be. You're not really sweating that much, and the reason being because that humidity is down. Now we're going to focus on the forecast later on this afternoon at 87. We'll go over that and towards your weekend coming up in a few minutes.
To the latest news on WKYT, unrest is continuing this morning in Charlotte, North Carolina over the fatal police shooting of a black man. The protest broke out late yesterday after 43-year-old Keith Scott was fatally shot at an apartment complex. Police say he had a gun. Overnight, police say demonstrators were destroying marked police vehicles and that about a dozen officers also had been injured.
There are also officers in riot gear blocking the entry of a nearby Walmart after it was broken into.
The latest on that coming up from CBS this morning at the top of the hour. Well, this morning police are hoping that some new details will help them catch the person who shot and killed a pregnant woman in Lexington.
Mariah Coleman was gunned down nearly 2 weeks ago while she was walking her dog on Winburn Drive. She and her baby died at UK Hospital. Some of the new details in this case include a description of the man seen running away from the scene. WKYT's Lauren Miner is live outside police headquarters with the newest details. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrea. Well, police believe Mariah Coleman was an innocent bystander when she was shot while out walking her dog 2 weeks ago. Now, police are still trying to figure out who is behind that shooting. Witnesses told police that shortly after the shooting, there was a young man with dreadlocks and a cast on his arm running from the scene. Police did recover a gun near the scene, which has been sent off for testing to determine whether or not it is related to this case. Now, new information in the case is giving families hope that an arrest will be made soon. Now, Lexington police do not have any suspects at this time, but they are asking for anyone with information to please come forward. Reporting live in Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much. New on WKYT this morning, a Boyle County man was arrested in Lexington, accused of abusing a 5-year-old child. Police say Bradley Moore was left in charge of the child while the child's mother went to work overnight. When she came home, police say Moore was gone. She then noticed her son was hurt. Police say Moore punched the child in the face multiple times and caused other injuries.
A retired law officer is facing sex abuse charges in Woodford County. Versailles police arrested 76-year-old Donald Drury. According to his arrest citation, Drury is a retired Kentucky vehicle enforcement officer. He is accused of touching himself inappropriately in front of a 14-year-old boy. Drury is also accused of recording a sex act with a 15-year-old on his phone.
Family members are remembering a Powell County tow truck driver killed in a deadly crash.
He wore his vest after dark. He done everything by the book. He wasn't only my stepson, he was my best friend.
The sheriff's office says Mark Banks was hit while loading a car along the Mountain Parkway on Monday night. He later died at the hospital. His stepfather says he had just taken over the business from his father a few weeks ago. Banks leaves behind 2 daughters. Deputies say the driver who hit him is still recovering in the hospital. And family members of a Lexington man who was pinned between 2 trucks on New Circle Road last week continues to recover. Lyle Adams' wife tells us he has had major surgery this week. She says he's still day-to-day, but surgeons at UK Hospital are pleased. Adams was in charge of Shuffle Bean Coffee in Lexington and was near the end of his training for an Ironman competition.
You got to think, as determined as he is to do that kind of work, run
He'll
a
make it out
marathon,
of
he'll
this.
make it. It's just going to be some time. Our time this morning is 6:35 on WKYT. Parents are wanting their kids to learn some self-defense younger and younger these days for obvious reasons out there.
Yeah, it's a good practice to have, and a karate instructor tells us the practice is more than just physical. WKYT's Miranda Combs has the story.
Okay, let's stand up. Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
And when I say punch, make sure you punch and make a loud one. Ready? Punch!
There's no arguing, they're cute.
So let's straighten up these shoulders right here. What do you say?
Thank you, sir!
And seeing them learn the ropes of Taekwondo, well, is even cuter.
Right side. Right high block.
But these 4- and 5-year-olds are learning more than kicks and punches.
All of these character building qualities now, the inside. Hi!
Sid Nelson has been teaching the sport for 36 years to young kids. He says things have changed. Decades ago, parents wanted their kids to learn how to fight, to defend themselves from schoolyard bullies.
We do teach them the awareness skills of self-defense. They're learning the actual moves. They're not quite sure how to apply them.
But the hope is that if needed, the practice will kick in.
It takes time to teach them what's appropriate and what's not.
And that's not just from a self-defense mindset.
Everybody's on those lines. Bow and say thank you.
Thank you!
In fact, what Nelson sees more today is a need for mental self-defense, character building, discipline.
If they have some boundaries, they love boundaries and structure. Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir!
And they will thrive in it.
So that's much of what he teaches here. Respect in a world where some
you say when
argue
there's nothing
it's
else?
lacking.
When they learn how to do something in one place, they can take that same skill set and learning how to do it and then, carry it over to other things that they go to achieve.
He says he gets the honor of being their first teacher in a society where self-defense isn't always physical.
Really can take that outside and thrive.
In Lexington, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Kids as young as 3 or 4 can now join a Taekwondo class in Lexington.
So again, not just a skill set, but learning
Right.
those very important life lessons about respect and discipline, and a good story.
A holistic approach.
Yes, 6:37 is our time right now.
And if you have a Samsung Galaxy Note 7, listen up. You can get a new one today.
A lot of people are interested in this story because there have been the reports of those phones exploding. Our Michelle Chamberlain is at our alert desk with the details on that. Michelle?
Yeah, as you said, people will be able to get a new Galaxy Note 7 today. Now, Samsung will replace 1 million devices that are being recalled. U.S. officials say about 97% of the Galaxy Note 7 sold in the United States are affected. Samsung suspended sales of the phone earlier this month. Now, the smartphone is being recalled because of a reported problem with the battery. Nearly 100 people reported that the Note 7 caught fire while charging. Samsung says the fires were due to a battery issue. The 1 million replacements are enough to replace about half of the smartphones being recalled. Now, Samsung says they will have all the replacements available by the end of the month. If you or someone you know has one of these phones, you can get a replacement or a full refund. Bill,
All right.
Andrea?
Hopefully these battery issues are getting solved.
Yeah, I would think they wouldn't make the same mistakes twice.
No, I wouldn't. Then we had the hoverboard that caused a fire in
that
northern
bizarre,
Kentucky.
too.
So, yeah, that just happening last night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. All right, here is the announcement many have waited for.
Yes.
UK Athletics has announced that Big Blue Madness tickets will become available next Friday at 10 p.m.
It's that time of year. The tickets, which are free, can be picked up at either the Memorial Coliseum ticket windows or online from Ticketmaster. Big Blue Madness will take place on October 14th at Rupp Arena and will air live on the SEC network. Fans can start camping out a week from today. We have more information, including some changes to this year's tickets handout on WKYT.com, and I would not be surprised if people are already camped out right now. You know what I mean? People live for this.
Well, right. Well, they're not supposed to, but
Right.
But you're right.
They'll probably try it anyway.
Camp Wildcat is always something fun to cover, and
It is.
of course, oftentimes the coach comes by and some of the players, so it'll be fun.
It's a good time.
It's time now to see what's happening on the roads.
All right, let's check to see how traffic is moving. We have Officer Don with us with live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Just checked the construction project on Versailles Road, both in and outbound from the Circle all the way toward town. And right now we're okay through there. Going to keep an eye on that throughout the morning as traffic picks up. Clays Mill slowest between Jesse Clark and Lexington Catholic at the moment. And from Georgetown, it's 15 minutes. From Paris, about 19. And from Winchester, 30. No major issues so far. We'll keep you up to date. Now back to the studio.
All right, Don, we thank you so much, and we hope you'll keep it here on WKYT this morning. We have a lot more coming up for you here on your Wednesday.
If you're anxiously waiting for the arrival of fall, this story might get you in the spirit. Details on the Great Pumpkin Race right after weather.
Big events going on, haunted houses are cranking up, corn mazes. I mean, you got a lot going on as we head towards your weekend. How high will the temperatures be? And also, do we see any chance of rain? I'll have that coming up next.
And it is a beautiful start of the day right here, a beautiful time of the year, really. That's Triangle Park in downtown Lexington.
Kentucky morning start here. Keep it here on WKYT.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
50s and 60s outside early this morning. It's a great feel as you start off your day. It's exactly what you felt yesterday morning and the morning before that. It's one of those you can roll the windows down and enjoy some loud music on the way to work. 57 right now in Montgomery County. Bourbon County coming in the 50s too. So it's really a good start. 59 now in Lexington. And go over toward Lawrenceburg, my friends there. Boy, you got a big festival coming up. Burgoo Festival kicking off there on Friday. And Friday looks much warmer than what you're feeling this morning. Guaranteed. For Frankfort looking just fine there on the roadways. Winchester Road not seeing any issues. 75 northbound looks just fine. 64 over toward Moorhead and Rowan County as you're heading toward Carter County and also Boyd County looks just fine. Down south across 75 have not heard of any problems. We'll get Officer Don in here from 98.1 The Bull here in just a few minutes to get you updated on that. 87 toward the afternoon. This is exactly what we did yesterday. Looks wise, feel wise, exactly the same. So if you liked it yesterday, you'll like it today. Let's talk about your next few days. Let's talk about Thursday being the first day of fall. Get into your afternoon. Remember, the first day of fall average high is 76 degrees. Look at that. I mean, we're talking 88, 89, 90 degrees. We're going to be well above average there for your first day of fall. But things will change toward the weekend. The good news is no rain chances anytime soon. It's good news. I say that's good news. I kind of want the rain. I don't know about you. I know a lot of us do want the rain, crops, yards, whatever it may be. But it came on a bad time. Last Friday off into your weekend. That was just bad timing, and we won't have it this weekend. It's more about the heat. Look at Friday. Yeah, you're heading out to that Burgoo Festival there in Lawrenceburg. It looks good, no rain chance, but it's going to be warm, I promise you that. Also, Fort Herod's Jazz and Art Festival coming up this weekend. And we travel off into your weekend. You got any yard sales going on during the morning hours. Will be in the 60s. By the afternoon there in Harrodsburg, you can see roughly 91 degrees showing up on one of these particular models. So there's some really warm air streaming on in here on both Friday, or really Thursday and Friday. Saturday, most of us will be in the mid-80s there on Saturday, but we'll all stay dry. Very nice touch of air there for the weekend. Reason why we're 85 on Saturday is not because the warm air is being pushed out. It's because the cloud cover is going to be overhead, so that won't allow us really heat up that much. But 79 there on Sunday. That front moves through late Saturday into Sunday, and you'll really feel the difference there on Sunday. Off towards your days and toward next week. Look at that, 74 on Tuesday, and even some particular models showing upper 60s for highs. We are pretty confident we'll get at least a shot of much, much cooler air next week. But until then, we're in the upper 70s to around 90.
Sweat it out, people.
Yeah, sweat
out
it out.
September.
I mean,
that's the way it goes.
It's amazing how many 90-degree days we had over this summer, you know, as you look back, really.
But as you also look back, it hasn't really been deep into the 90s. We haven't really hit 98, 99 degrees, so we actually had a pretty decent summer.
Yeah, we really
wasn't
did.
all that bad.
Yeah. As we look back.
That's right.
And look ahead now. Right, thank you, Micah.
Well, if you're having trouble getting into the fall spirit because of those summer-like temperatures we were just talking about, maybe this will help you out.
Behold, it is the Great Pumpkin Race. Crews in Wisconsin carve massive gourds, some as big as 800 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And they make them into sleek, sea-worthy vessels and then paddle them right down the Milwaukee River. They win some big charity prizes and, of course, bragging rights. And so, you know, it may look a little ridiculous, but there you go.
Whatever floats your pumpkin, isn't that right?
Whatever floats your pumpkin.
I've never seen this. I don't know how I've missed out on this if this is an annual event.
Well, it's apparently a big one up there.
Well, it looks fun.
Don't go ahead and don't make it into a jack-o'-lantern.
800, oh my gosh.
Float.
Yeah, that wouldn't work out well, would it, in the water? I've never heard of it. 800 pounds? That's insane.
It's a big gourd. All right, keep it here on WKYT this morning. CBS This Morning is coming up very shortly at 7.
And we've got more news for you on WKYT when we return.
Coming up, we report from Charlotte, where violent protests erupted overnight after the police shooting of a black man. Plus, could new technology help airlines make lost luggage a thing of the past? More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. The time now is 6:50. Violent protests overnight in Charlotte, North Carolina, following the deadly police shooting of a black man.
And that's one of the stories making headlines this morning. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain joining us now with a look at what's trending on the web. Michelle?
Unrest continued during the night in Charlotte over the fatal police shooting of 43-year-old Keith Lamont Scott. Police say that demonstrators were destroying marked police vehicles and that about a dozen officers had been injured. Lexington police have released new details in the deadly shooting of Mariah Coleman. The pregnant mother and her unborn baby died after she was shot nearly 2 weeks ago on Windburn Drive. And check out our most clicked on story on WKYT.com. Clown sightings have crept into southern Kentucky, and a lot of people are commenting on that story, as they should. These clown sightings are creepy to look at, aren't they?
I know. We're kind of fueling the fire at this point. I think there have been some copycats now, so let's move past it, people. All right. Two top aides to Ron Paul's 2012 presidential campaign have avoided prison time for conspiring to cover up campaign payments. Former campaign chairman Jesse Benton and manager John Tate were sentenced to 2 years probation and 6 months of home confinement. A third defendant is being sentenced today. All three men argue they broke no laws when they paid for a former senator. They paid him $73,000 just days before the 2012 Iowa caucus. Prosecutors say hiding the payment is what is illegal about it.
A Kentucky diocese has reinstated a priest accused of sexually abusing a 17-year-old. The Catholic Diocese of Owensboro says a board reviewed a complaint against the Reverend Freddie Bird and decided it could not substantiate the allegation. Bird was accused of having inappropriate conduct with the teenager in 1983, before Bird was a priest.
A man accused of trying to scam Lexington businesses out of money is in jail this morning. Police arrested Kenneth Roth on theft charges unrelated to the scam. They say he recently went to several businesses in town and told them he was collecting money for various charities, including United Way of the Bluegrass. Investigators tell us Roth was arrested last night after using another person's credit card at a hotel. U.S.
Attorney General Loretta Lynch is back in Washington this morning after speaking to those on the front lines of the fight against opioid and heroin abuse during a visit to central Kentucky.
We are focusing our enforcement efforts on this problem because we have to stop the pipeline of poison into our communities.
During her speech at UK, Lynch called heroin abuse a national epidemic. Lynch said combating the issue will take increased enforcement, prevention, and treatment efforts. And Lexington's police chief also spoke during the panel discussion, saying that his department has now assigned 2 more detectives dedicated solely to heroin cases.
We have to have a holistic approach. There has to be an educational component for children. They have to be aware of really what's happening. This, if you think about it, in the last 4 years, this has hit us pretty quick.
Now, before speaking at UK, Attorney General Lynch spoke at Madison Central High School in Richmond about the dangers of addiction. There have been 30 overdose deaths so far this year in Madison County. And the state is now seeking to recoup tens of thousands of dollars for the care of dozens of abandoned horses.
It comes after the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, along with Mercer County Fiscal Court, filed a lawsuit against Charles and Maria Burrell. The Ag Department says it has spent more than $20,000 on the care of 43 horses found abandoned back in June on a farm leased by the Burrells. Businesses have also provided more than $13,000 in goods and services. The suit would also clear the way for the horses to be sold or adopted. The Burrells each face 43 charges of animal cruelty. Well, registration is now open for the annual Race for the Cure in Lexington. A week from Saturday, thousands of runners and walkers will take to the streets to fight breast cancer. This is the 20th year for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure in Lexington. The race starts at 9 o'clock on October 1st. The annual Survivor Parade will be at 8:15. We have more information for you on WKYT.com. Just look for the Race for the Cure logo on our website.
All right, always an important party with a purpose. Really, downtown rocks on that morning.
They have
of the
a
race.
fantastic time. That is the
do.
truth. Well, when you work in our business, it's always important to expect the unexpected, isn't it?
All the time. You
All
never
the time.
know, right? Well, a California reporter was reminded of just that while reporting at a local zoo. As you're about to see, it's drawing a lot of laughs.
One last beauty shot of Burrito.
Oh.
I like that. He's kind of sniffing everything.
Man, that's a lot of slobber.
Wow.
Oh,
Where is this going? Where is this going?
That's cute.
All right. Well, I think the giraffe's in love, huh?
I know. She's a fan.
Reporter Ashley Jacobs tries to play it cool. It's never easy to keep it together when you're getting photobombed by a giraffe, though. Safe to say the anchors certainly got a kick out of it, as you can see.
I think we would do the same thing.
I think we would.
You know, I mean, you have to have fun with that. How cool is that?
That is cool.
He's getting a little fresh there.
Yeah.
All right.
Check in with Micah this morning. Let's see what's going on with weather before we go. On your Wednesday, it's a hump day. That's camels, though, not giraffes.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah, and things are pretty good on the roadways. Not hearing of any issues. We had Officer Don in here earlier this morning. Said he didn't hear of anything, so things look just fine. Now we're looking outside and seeing mainly clear conditions. It's a good start to the day. I just stepped outside just a few minutes ago, and we're in 50s and 60s. It's another really nice feel early this morning, and a nice view there of Hamburg Lights. We head toward your afternoon. We're at 87 degrees. It's exactly what we did yesterday and the day before. So we're in the mid, maybe even some upper 80s here and there, but looks good. It doesn't feel that bad because humidity's still down. The dry air is still in place. Start to get a little bit warmer the next few days.
All right. Going to be nice for those festivals.
Looks good this weekend.
Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
We'll see you here tomorrow.